Hey girls and gals, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and it has come to that time of month again where I talk about some of the books that I am anticipating that are coming out this month. Today we're talking about 7 books that come out April 2024. There will be information about all the books in the description bar below as well as on screen with me while I'm talking about them. This is of course by no means a comprehensive list of all of the books that come out in April of 2024, nor is it a list of even all the books that I'm like looking forward to, especially because I'm not going over a lot of books today. I'm sure there are some that I have missed, or maybe there are some that you're looking forward to that I don't talk about today. Definitely let me know down below what books you're checking out that come out this month, but let's just go ahead talk about some books that I'm very excited about that come out April 2024. The first book we're going to talk about today comes out April 2nd and it's All the Fiends of Hell by Adam Nevill. Adam Nevill is an author I really tend to enjoy. His books span quite a few different genres of horror. This one looks like it's going to be like post-apocalyptic and aliens. This is an author where also I feel like his cover art, especially for the last couple of books that he's released, have been very eerie. This one definitely gives me Alien vibes, like the movie franchise with the kind of head shape of the cover and also like the teeth situation, but this is the Red Knight of Bells, heralds global catastrophe. There's annihilation on a biblical scale. Seeing the morning is no blessing. So this is alien horror. We're following a group of survivors across the desolate England landscape where maybe there might be a hope if you flee towards the sea. So that's what our main character is going to do. Adam Nevill is an author I've really enjoyed in the past, and I've never read like an alien story from him. So I'm intrigued to see his take on aliens. He does very good, very effective paranormal horror, so interested to check this one out. Next up, releasing April 9th, we have The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. This is one that has been on my radar for such a long time, and this cover is just absolutely gorgeous. It's a historical fantasy, so because it's set during the Spanish Golden Age, we have our main character suddenly gets wrapped up in the nobility of the Spanish court because of an otherworldly ability that she has that could turn the tides of the war that Spain is currently waging against England's heretic queen. So our main character, Lucia, I believe, she's determined to seize this one chance to better her fortunes, and she gets wrapped up in all of this palace intrigue, spiritual intrigue. It's Leigh Bardugo. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to check out this book. I have really been enjoying the past few releases that she's had, especially in the adult like paranormal sphere, so I'm very excited to check this out. I really love historical darker fantasy, so I think this is going to be right up my alley. The next book also coming out on the 9th is Ghost Station by S.A. Barnes. I've just noticed this video is featuring all of authors I've read from before, but that kind of gets me excited because, you know, I already know that I tend to like their work. So Ghost Station. I loved Dead Silence when it came out. I thought it was such a cool concept with like a paranormal investigation, but in space. This looks like to be more of the same horror sci-fi blend. And this is following a crew that must try and survive on an ancient abandoned planet that may not be abandoned after all. People start dying one by one, and our main character has to figure out, you know, are these people dying from disease or the person killing them off, or maybe something more sinister? So I loved the sci-fi horror blend in this author's first Tor Nightfire release, so I'm very intrigued to check out this one as well. Again, I know I've mentioned the Alien franchise now again in this video with like the Adam Nevill book, but just going to an abandoned planet, or one that humans think is abandoned, to set up a colony, to set up some infrastructure, only to find out that it is not actually abandoned. I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued to see where this one takes us. Next up, we have The Gathering by C.J. Tudor. So this is set in Alaska. We're following a detective who's investigating a grisly crime who finds herself caught up in the dark secrets and superstitions of a small town. Again, you know, I try to go into books just knowing a little bit about it because I don't like reading the full synopsises, because I feel like that kind of sometimes sets my expectations differently than what they should be, or sometimes like spoils a lot of the plot. I feel the same way about movie trailers, but we are following a very small town, population less than 1,000, but I believe we're also following like the killings The people think that it is a band of vampires that is outside the town. And our detective, our main character, is a specialist in vampire killings. So I believe this is something where vampires exist. Like they're trying to figure out if this colony of vampires are responsible for the murders that are happening in this town or if these vampires are being set up. I feel like adding vampires, like knowing that there's a paranormal twist and knowing that they are there but they may or not be responsible is a fun twist to this kind of setup. And I love vampires. You know, if you add vampires into a novel, I'm like 70% more likely to pick it up. So I have read things from CJ Tudor before and enjoyed them, and I'm very interested to see, I think this super isolated small town setting, plus the vampires, plus the murder mystery of it all is going to make this a very intriguing novel. Next up, we have coming out on April 16th, Immortal Pleasures by V. Castro. We're following an ancient Aztec vampire as she roams the modern world in search of vengeance and in love, and because this is a V. Castro book, that's all I need to know about it. I absolutely love V. Castro's work. I've seen some early reviews, so this is giving Queen of the Damned vibes. So a movie premise that I really love, plus an author whose work I've really loved in the past, like The Haunting of Alejandra and also The Goddess of Filth. I've enjoyed those. I'm excited again to check out vampires. I love vampires. I love this author. I love what this is being comped to, and you know, I always appreciate and enjoy checking out vampire novels that are not like the same old European traditions. So very intrigued about this one. Cannot wait to pick it up. Next up, we have Withered by A.G.A. Wilmot, and this is a haunted house kind of story. The cover actually really drew me, and then the kind of blurb drew me as well. This is a queer paranormal psychological horror novel, and it says that it's in the style of Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan is one of my favorite directors, creators in Hollywood. His Haunting of Hill House and Midnight Mass in particular are works that I just think are so fantastic. So to compare this book to Mike Flanagan, those are some big shoes to fill, but I'm intrigued about the like psychological sort of spin on a horror tale. We're following our 18-year-old protagonist Ellis as they've had some issues with eating disorders, and then also their father dies. So they move back in with their mother, who lives in a small town called Blackstone. Ellis thinks this is going to be great for their recovery and to help their mother and to just start a simple life with plenty of space to recover. But it turns out that this town has some secrets. Maybe their house is in the middle of all of this, and there may be a curse or something darker running through the town, and one that will claim both Ellis and their family if this darkness is allowed to spread. So very intriguing. The Mike Flanagan has me very cautiously optimistic because, again, huge shoes to fill, but if this novel manages to pull off those Mike Flanagan vibes, I know I'm gonna love it. And then last but not least, we have coming out on April 29th, Home is Where the Bodies Are by Jeneva Rose, and the cover of this one suggests there's like a found film, cursed film element, so automatically let's put that on my radar. It's a chilling family thriller about the sometimes literal skeletons in the closet. After their mother passes, our three main characters, three estranged siblings, come together to sort out her estate. While they're going through their parents' belongings, they discover a videotape. They discover lots of videotapes, and they, you know, try to bond and recollect some of their happy childhood memories. As they're watching these tapes, enjoying the nostalgia, all of a sudden they put on a tape and it shows something that none of them remember. It is a night in 1999 that none of them can remember, and it's creepy things happen on the tape. So they have to try and figure out together how far they want to go in recovering their memories, what happened that night, and they have to determine if, you know, these secrets should be uncovered or if they should be buried with their mother. So I love found footage elements in film, and I think there are a couple of them coming out this year. I think also horror movie by Paul Tremblay, that sounds right, but I know of quite a few horror books with similar premises. I absolutely eat it up as a horror film fan and a horror book fan. I'm excited. I'm always excited when a book comes out with this kind of premise. So I'm intrigued. I'm going to be picking this up, and hopefully it'll have sort of that found footage feel at times, especially as the siblings are watching these tapes. So I'm very excited to pick this one up as well. I've heard a lot of great things about this author, and I think this might be a perfect place for me to start with this author's work. But there you have it. Those are some of the books that I am looking forward to coming out in April 2024. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like. Leave a comment down below. Let me know of this list which one you're most excited about and most intrigued to pick up. Subscribe to my channel for all of the bookish, horror, cozy gaming content. Stay safe, stay spooky, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!